Hi, Sonny. Hello, world. Also, shout out to a friend in Canada. Who's been sending me some wonderful comments and posts and messages, which has been good. Okay, catch up time. Not much going on. Got a bit of a lull. So my brain's caught up with me again. So I had a couple of low days and trying to sort myself out. Obviously, I went to Nottingham to see Sunny with my best friend Carol. Um, for those of you on my Facebook, you'll have seen the fact that I dunked myself in three rather large coffees the minute I arrived. We had a good time. We shopped till we dropped because I've got a shopping bug. Probably worse than I had before. Came home, went straight off again to stay with some friends for another couple of days. A wonderful couple who I adore deeply, and I came home. There was a bit of an atmosphere there that I couldn't put my finger on, and came home and very sadly had a text message from my friends saying that they decided to end their marriage, or one of them's decided to end it. So that was a bit of a shock and, to be honest, a bit upsetting and disturbing, um, because they were a couple I thought were perfect. No, life wasn't perfect, and they had the troubles, the same troubles a lot of us have out there, whether it be financial and work and things. But yeah, it's a bit of a shock. Still in a bit of shock about it all. Don't quite know what to say to either of them. Wow. So quite a few of us are going through all different sorts of emotions and changes in our life at the moment. And I know that in a funny way, hearing about things now with my best friend and this couple that's concerned, and Sunny and myself, there's different stages to the process of having a relationship end that you go through. And it's made me grateful that I'm where I am now, because some of these people are a couple of steps behind me on that road, and I wouldn't swap places with them for the world, because although the pain for me is still very much there, um, they're going to be hurting a hell of a lot more until they get to where I am. And my heart really goes out to these people, whether they're the leavers or the leavees. It's still never going to be easy. Um, so it's brought a lot of things to the forefront of my mind once again. Um, Feelings and emotions about BB. I still think of him a ridiculous amount, whether that's natural or because I was so in love, or if it's just a normal thing, I don't know, but I still think about him a lot. The thinking about him has changed in as much I don't think about where is he, what's he doing, where's he going. It's not who's he with, is he sleeping with anybody else, is he with anybody else. It's not that kind of thing. It's just, I'm wondering how he is. And, I'm sure obviously he is okay, but certain things you just wonder, and it just ponders through my brain. Um, is he okay? And certain things, you do reminisce about. Do they miss you? Do they think about you? Or as us girls have kind of come to the conclusion that the guys out there, the men in our lives, between the group of us at the moment, have either left us or have been left. Yet the conclusion still comes to the same, that they move on without a backward glance, and it all seems so easy and non-emotional and very grown up, and say la vie, they're gone, we don't have to think about them again, and they seem to forget us and not go through the same emotional turmoil and attachment that we have to break. And that's very difficult to, one, comprehend, and two, deal with, because I feel, and I know the girls feel, completely replaced. And we were made to feel at times in these relationships to be so special and so loved and so unique, that to be dismissed with a click of the finger and wiped from memory and anything is really hard. It's really, really hard. And I'm still coming to terms with that, because it is walking away without a backward glance in my case. And yeah, it knocks your confidence, it knocks your self-belief. But then logic kicks in. You have the down moment, and then logic kicks in again. And you think, okay, they didn't love me. I can't change that, because you can't change who you are. None of us can. And we wish we could. And I have certainly had times of looking back where I realise I could have done things differently. I should have done things differently. I shouldn't have reacted in those ways, and I should have understood more from the other person's point of view. But maybe that is the hindsight in things. Um, so apart from that, everyone's going through a tough time at the moment. Everybody is going through a tough time, it seems. And we're all just trying to keep our spirits up and keep busy. And keeping busy really, really, really is the key. Because when I've got nothing to do, it is awful, because your brain kicks in and all these flooding emotions and thoughts and what ifs come to the forefront, and you can't allow that. You've really got to then just find something to do. So apart from, when I am actually busy legitimately, I am keeping myself busy. We are car booting like crazy and getting rid of all loads of stuff out of our houses and wardrobes, and refreshing ourselves and having a laugh doing it, because it's one, doing something in company. My laptop that I'm using now is, apparently, a couple of people have looked at it and have said the hard drive's dying rapidly and needs to be replaced. So today I'm going shopping for a new laptop. But apart from that, we're okay. Tough times. I'm off to London end of May, to Stoke Newington in North London. I start off there with a base there that's groovy and great, and looking forward to that. And so that's my starting point for me. Whether I can make this succeed or not, I don't know. I think financially I'm going to be okay. It's going to be a struggle, but I think I'm going to be okay. Emotionally, because I know he's in London, I don't know if I'm going to take a step backwards and hate being there, or if my brain will kick in and go, geographically, Megan, it doesn't make any difference if he's a mile down the road or 100 miles down the road. You're not together, deal with it. So I'm concerned about making friends and having a social life, and I'm determined to go and join clubs and some dancing clubs, and I want to go and learn a few things. And yeah, so I'm going to really, really push myself out there. I'm really going to be proactive, and as difficult as it will be at the time, I'm not going to be idle, and I am actually going to force myself to do these things and hope people do like me, and that I'm not evil, and I'm not incapable of being nice, and I'm not a horrid, nasty person. And I've got to get these words out my brain, because they stick. His words have stuck with me so very much. That has been my hurdle, getting over what he said, and said it so much that I began to believe it. I began to believe he was right, because I thought he loved me, and why would he tell me something that wasn't right? So this has been a bit of a stumbling block. This little bit has, sometimes I'm not strong enough to go, you know what, that's just, you were trying to hurt me, whatever, me, the person you are, what, I don't know, but that's not true. So I'm hoping that I'm going to go to London and find some new fantastic friends who are going to love me for me. and see that I can be fun and bubbly and enjoy life. If all fails, I come back to Devon, lick my wounds again, and start again from here, which isn't a bad thing because I'm not homeless, I'm not destitute, I haven't got, it's not as if I haven't got an income or a house, it's not terrible. The easy option would be to stay put here with my support network and my friends and the little life I've got here, and that would be the easy option. But long term, I know the stronger I get, I'm going to regret not making the move now. So I'm digging deep, finding my bollocks, and I'm going to go for it. Although I'm nervous as hell for all sorts of reasons. But also looking forward to it. There is the yin and the yang. I am looking forward to it. I have got some friends up there who I know will be great help, who are very, very close to where I'll be, and the unknown and the excitement of it all. So it's a bit of both. Been very, very busy. Things are okay, ups, downs, but the difference now is I'm coping with the downs, whereas when I started these diaries, I wasn't coping with the downs, which is why the posts aren't quite so much now, because I don't need to vent and get it all out now, because it was a tool. The same as Sunny, it was a tool, it was something to get it out of your system and get it out there away from you. And it was to look at the progress on the journey. And I find, looking back on the diaries myself now, I've only really looked back twice on them, and I find it an awful thing to look back on myself, because I can't believe I was in that way, and that somebody who claimed to love me that much has made me be in that way, and then subsequently done the things they did following that. So yeah, I think it may be time for me to say goodbye to the diaries and not look at them, and that's it now. What else have we been up to? All sorts, really. Just very active, very busy, being there for my friends a lot, getting away as much as I possibly can and money allows. Family are great, friends are great, all is okay. Just ramping up till the end of May now. Can't go until then because of commitments, but just treading water and seeing where I go. As I mentioned before, that I've had some comments and some posts come through about these diaries and the ones I did with Sunny, and made me cry actually, because I didn't think doing this would have any effect on anybody else. And the words that have had sent to me have been amazing. And it's made me realise that if people watching these can see that I'm becoming stronger, then I must be. I must be becoming stronger. And I'm not saying I'm getting over it, but I must be dealing with it and forming some semblance of a life again myself, which is what's needed and has to happen. I've got no choice. I love him desperately and I wish him all the luck in the world. But he's decided not to be with me. Hey ho. And it's got to the point where we've all made a bit of a pact now. All our friends, male and female, and all the girls concerned, we've all made a pact that we now don't talk about the boys or the men, the fellas. We don't mention their names as much because we were keeping them alive. And it's not healthy. It's not good. It's now time to stop. Completely stop, if we can. And we have now this thing that if we think about them or something triggers and we're just about to go, oh, so and so I did this with BB, or I went here with, or whatever, we now have to do a little mantra going bugger bugger bollocks, bugger bugger bollocks, bugger bugger bollocks, and don't voice it out loud to encourage a conversation about them and verbalise their names and things, because it's a little self-help thing. You may choose to use other words about your ex other than bugger bugger bollocks, I don't know. All's okay. Not great, not terrible. Could be worse. Heart goes out to a few people out there at the moment who are going through